We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. On many sides. It's been going on for a long time in our country. Not Donald Trump, not Barack Obama. This has been going on for a long, long time. It has no place in America. What is vital now is a swift restoration of law and order and the protection of innocent lives. No citizen should ever fear for their safety and security in our society, and no child should ever be afraid to go outside and play or be with their parents and have a good time. I just got off the phone with the governor of Virginia, Terry McAuliffe, and we agreed that the hate and the division must stop, and must stop right now. We have to come together as Americans with love for our nation.
What?
And true affection, really, and I say this so strongly, true affection for each other.
What, baby?
Our country is doing very well in so many ways. We have record, just absolute record employment. We have unemployment, the lowest it's been in almost 17 years. We have companies pouring into our country, Foxconn and car companies and so many others. They're coming back to our country. We're renegotiating trade deals to make them great for our country and great for the American worker. We have so many incredible things happening in our country. So when I watch Charlottesville, to me it's very, very sad. I want to salute the great work of the state and local police in Virginia, credible people, law enforcement, credible people, and also the National Guard. They've really been working smart and working hard. They've been doing a terrific job. Federal authorities are also providing tremendous support to the governor. He thanked me for that. And we are here to provide whatever other assistance is needed. We are ready, willing, and able. Above all else, we must remember this truth. No matter our color, creed, religion, or political party, we are all Americans first. We love our country. We love our God. We love our flag. We're proud of our country. We're proud of who we are. So we want to get the situation straightened out in Charlottesville, and we want to study it. And we want to see what we're doing wrong as a country where things like this can happen. My administration is restoring the sacred bonds of loyalty between this nation and its citizens. But our citizens must also restore the bonds of trust and loyalty between one another. We must love each other, respect each other, and cherish our history and our future of each other. And now to the Veterans Administration, where I'm so proud of David, what you've done in such a short period of time. I think you folks would attest to it. If anybody disagrees, you can leave the room right now.
Okay, so Trump just gave his speech on the Antifa violence. He called out violence on all sides, which was actually a very important thing to do. He didn't do, which would have been fake news. He called out the violence on all sides, which the media is unwilling to do. Jake Tapper and others in the media are actually trying to incite more violence, when really people need to ratchet this stuff down rather than incite it. So Jake Tapper is posting cartoons of violence and other things going on, and that's just the real problem that we have. The media, the media wants more violence for the ratings, for the... Here, hold on, let me close that down. So yeah, that was Trump's video. Yeah, so the media, they want more violence. They're ratcheting it up. They're trying to make it seem one-sided. They won't deny or rather they won't disavow the violence on their own side, which is pretty simple. It seems pretty simple for Jake Tapper and all the media people to just say, look, there's violence on the left that needs to stop too. There's Antifa violence, which needs to stop. The media won't renounce it, though. The media will not renounce and disavow all of the violence. Hold on. That's because they want more. They're treating it like it's a one side. They're saying, oh, you could watch the videos. Now, who is the car? Jerome? Yeah, who was the driver of the car? That is indefensible. So, yeah, who has the person who drove the car been identified yet? So somebody mentioned, what is the name of the person who drove the car? Vangelhue, is that right? How do you spell it one more time? Yeah, so there was a murder. There was definitely a murder today, and we're going to have to find out what happened and everything. But today is, of course, another example of the best media is the new media. The best media. Oh, no, I think it was a white guy. No, I'm not defending that. I'm not remotely defending that. This is definitely what is to defend. You could watch the video where the guy backs up and drives into it. I don't see how anybody could defend that or think that that is funny or defensible or anything. It was definitely. That's what I've been trying to explain. This is what I've been trying to explain to people. And this is what a lot of dumb people can't understand. When you commit the kind of violence that has happened from the left, there's going to be counter-violence, and that counter-violence is going to be worse than the violence. And then it's going to get ratcheted up. So that's the whole issue, is political violence is here. Here's what I tweeted out. Let me find you the direct quote. Because none of this is a surprise to me. So I think a lot of you who watch fake news are surprised by this. I can't believe this has happened. Here's what I tweeted. Political violence is here. Now the only question is who can do it better. Here's what I wrote, my official statement. Mike Cernovich issued a statement regarding political violence. Human morality, I'll read you what I wrote back in January. Human morality and human nature on conflict as the left becomes feral. While it's safe to cry about political violence, the reality is people kill over ideas. The left has declared jihad against anybody they disagree with. There are no calls for disavowals of violence from the mainstream left. The media fans the fires of violence. Violence is wrong, and it is here. Self-defense is what people did, but driving your car into people is not self-defense. That's just murder. That's just murder. And they are committing violence. They are committing murder. So I even said, here's a direct quote. Here's what I said June 14th. You can all find this. This isn't difficult stuff to find, guys. I tweeted out, I disavow all political violence and will call out any my side does. Will you join this pledge? They refused to join the pledge to disavow political violence. So here you go. There's a tweet. You can read that where I said, I will disavow all political violence, and I always have. Why would Jake Tapper and Jim Acosta and Brian Stelter and CNN, why will none of them disavow political violence? Why will they not disavow political violence? Right? They will not disavow it. They are committing it. They are encouraging it. So that was my question. Why will they not join this pledge? We had a rally against political violence. A rally. June 25th, we had a rally against political violence. The media mocked us. Here, let's just go look. Rally against political violence. So what have I done? I've spoken out. I've been a leader against political violence. I have been calling for peace repeatedly. I've been saying we don't need to punch people in the face that we don't agree with, that I disavow. But why will the media not disavow it? I called out the entire White House press corps for not disavowing it. The media, the left, the liberals, oh, that's not their job. Jake Tapper is encouraging violence. He's posting images of Captain America punching a Nazi. So don't act like, oh, they're neutral. Jake Tapper's neutral. Jake Tapper, how is he neutral when he's tweeting out images of violence today? Oh, he's just a neutral reporter. Just a neutral guy. No, he's not. He's in there in the mix. There is no neutrality. It's such a fraud. So I have been speaking out against political violence for a long time. You can find all of my writing. You can find all of my writing. And I've said the media has consistently refused to disavow political violence. Now they're upset when it allegedly happens to them. No principle. So I've had rallies against political violence. I've spoken out against it from the left or on the right. I've spoken out against it when people who were associated with me, unfairly or not, I've just said, look, I disavow it. If you drive a car into people, I will disavow that. But if the left drives a car into people, Jake Tapper won't disavow that. CNN won't disavow that. The mainstream media won't say, we disavow what we're watching. They'll just deny it or they'll post a funny cartoon. CNN has never covered Antifa. Show me one big special on CNN about Antifa. Go ahead. If they're just neutral, they just report the news. Well, isn't it newsworthy? Isn't it newsworthy? Isn't it newsworthy that Antifa is committing violence against people, but they haven't covered it? So explain that to me. Explain to me how the media, they just cover the news, but they're not doing any news about Antifa. Can you want to explain that to me, smart guy? You want to explain to me if the media's job is to tell the truth about both sides? Well, then why don't they tell the truth about Antifa? Why don't they cover violence on the left? Oh, they're not covering it, though. The media's not covering that. Oh, but their job is just to tell the news, and they don't pick any sides. They pick a side based on who they cover, right? And who they don't cover, and how they cover people. So it isn't news. It is propaganda. The average person does not know what is actually going on. The average person does not know what is going on. Absolutely. Yeah, the MSN, they're just not going to do their job. They won't do their job. They won't cover all the violence on of it. I mean, people can say stuff about my kid. I don't care, guys. That's all they have are things that they can make up. That's what I love is the only thing that they can do is to make up things because they don't have any actual real info on me. So it really does kind of say it all. So yeah, the issue is that none of this is surprising. It is all predictable. That doesn't mean I like it. Hey, get over here. Did she just eat?
Yeah, I have to clean her.
What did you eat?
I have to clean her face.
What did you get into? Get over here. What did you get into? What did she get into?
Blueberry, green beans.
Whoa!
And banana with lemon juice.
With lemon juice. Sorry just got in his food. Yeah, so that's the whole point. Is
I gotta wash her face.
Okay, go wash your face.
Come here, sweetie. Yeah, let's go get
It is time for the media to join the pledge and to disavow political violence for sure. This will be considered Trump supporter attacking peaceful protests. I know the media spin. I like how the media goes, David Duke endorsed Trump. How many times does Trump have to disavow David Duke? David Duke is deep state. David Duke is not a Trump supporter. David Duke is deep state. They haul him out and say, tell people you support Trump. And then he goes, oh, we're fulfilling the promises of Trump. Trump is a pro-Jew, pro-gay, pro-black, pro-everybody. Okay, I hate to break it to people who bought into the hype. Trump is the first president who was pro-gay marriage from the beginning. Barack Obama wasn't. Barack Obama said he supported civil unions but not gay marriage. Donald Trump is the first president who was pro-gay marriage. Donald Trump's daughter and son-in-law are Jewish, and they're observant Jews. They keep Shabbat and everything else. So the whole idea that, Trump is, David Duke has anything to do with David Duke is deep state. They bring him out to discredit and to attack Trump. That is what he's used for. Don't believe the media hype. I'm Mike Cernovich. You can go to GorillaMindset.com, or you can find my books on Amazon.com. This is crazy. This is madness. I disavow all political violence, and I want to know why CNN is encouraging it. Why will CNN not call out Antifa and disavow all political violence?